This week on Discover Oklahoma, join us for some April foolishness, outrageous Okie stories, and some tall tales. You decide which is which. Plus, lakes, steaks, and sneaks. Come with us to Discover Oklahoma.
Hi, I'm Dino Lalli. Joining me this week to referee the show is Discover Oklahoma's own Jason Grubbs. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Let's get ready to rumble. This is going to be a fun show. It's our April Fool's Day show.
Absolutely. So throughout the show, we're going to sprinkle some unbelievably true tales with some tall tales, and it's going to be up to you to decide which is which.
All right, you've got this. We both got this. We're going to get through this.
Now, our first story is going to be about where we're standing right now.
Right here in the heart of downtown Tulsa.
Oh my God, that's weird.
This small brick circle in the middle of a larger concrete circle marks what's known to people here in Tulsa as the center of the universe.
You can hear it.
If you stand in the middle and make a noise, the sound is echoed back several times louder. Acoustic engineers brought in to study the phenomenon as part of a redesign project were surprised to find that there is no known scientific explanation for the echo. The city of Tulsa has now called in a team of scientists to study the so far inexplicable attributes of the city's center of the universe.
So what do you think? Is Tulsa's center of the universe also a center of scientific controversy?
Well, we rounded up an expert to give us the lowdown.
So actually, it's a pretty explainable phenomenon and one that we see all around the world. This one did happen to be accidental though. So in our redesign and revisioning process for this public plaza, we did have to do some digging and uncover some history and understand exactly how and why this current design of the plaza, which was last updated in the 80s, was creating this acoustic anomaly effect. So essentially, when they installed the ringed concrete planters that are creating a concave ring pretty equidistant around the center of the plaza there, which we refer to as the eye, what happens is if you stand directly in that eye and speak, the sound waves resonate out from your mouth. They'll be bouncing off the pavement, but most notably, they'll be bouncing off of those concave, rounded, concrete planters. They'll bounce the sound waves back to the center or the eye. So we'd love to have you come visit downtown Tulsa. Come experience the center of the universe, test out the acoustic anomaly for yourself, spend time in our wonderful downtown, and keep track of our redesign efforts. We're really excited to get started on future work in this space, and we hope to see you soon.
Now, if you've seen this spot on Sylvester Stallone's Tulsa King, there's a little bit of a warning here.
Center of the universe. You stand in that circle, and nobody outside can hear a sound.
That's a little bit of an exaggeration because if you stand there, do not shout out your secrets because everyone within a few feet will hear every single word you say.
We've heard it all back there. To experience the center of the universe phenomenon for yourself, first visit travelok.com/universe, and we'll tell you how to get here.
Now, once you've come here to experience the center of the universe, the next thing you need to do is point your sneakers toward the neighboring Greenwood district.
Yeah, there's actually a Tulsa entrepreneur that's really laced up her corner of downtown here in a thriving industry. In fact, her business has proven to be a slam dunk. Aaron Christie and videographer Chris Cook strolled to Silhouette Sneakers and Art to find out why this enterprise fits just right.
I want something like these.
Since opening in 2019, Silhouette Sneakers and Art has become Tulsa's go-to place for self-proclaimed sneakerheads. In the heart of Greenwood in downtown Tulsa, the shop focuses on limited edition, rare, high-end shoes.
We're, Jordan Retros, we're Adidas Yeezy, we're the Nike Dunks that sold out at Foot Locker or that sold out online. It's kind of a wide shoe though.
Owner Vanita Cooper recognized a need to bring to Tulsa this booming sneaker culture, now a $79 billion global business. So she left her career in education after a suggestion from a friend to open a store.
What a crazy idea. No way. And then I like crazy ideas actually. And so, a couple of weeks into it, I was like, you know what? Maybe I will explore this.
Sneakerheads see more than shoes on these walls, more than works of art, but a representation of status and self-expression, and most importantly, especially for a store in Greenwood, unity.
In a city, especially like Tulsa, where there's a lot of racial division, sneakers is one of those things that I think brings people together regardless of race, sex, age, so I think it's pretty powerful.
Self-expression doesn't come cheap for these rare finds.
These were Sneaker of the Year last year. These are the Jordan 3 Retro Ama Manières.
Most shoes in here run about $300, some even more.
These are very unique. You don't see these often. They never dropped in Oklahoma. It's a very hard pair to find. They're probably around $600 or so. I was thinking, I don't think.
It doesn't take long to pick up on Vanita's vast shoe knowledge. Can you detail any shoe in this store the way you did? I'm gonna quiz you. All right.
You're gonna quiz
Tell me about this shoe.
Yeah.
I couldn't find a shoe she didn't know all about.
The 350s are really popular because they're incredibly comfortable, but then they have been a status symbol for a while.
She also let this sneakerhead in training try some on.
The UNC blue, it's an iconic color because Michael Jordan went to UNC.
You can also find vintage apparel and a few pieces from local artists. Ultimately, Vanita wants to see Tulsa as the biggest sneaker market in the Midwest. It's the legacy she plans to leave behind.
I want to put Tulsa on the map for that, and so I think it would be incredible to have, 5, 6 sneaker stores that are doing something like what we're doing come after us. Because I think that will be a mark of just the growth of the community and of the culture. The 10 start here.
To help Tulsa get there, she says she plans to walk the talk, and doing so in really cool shoes. At Silhouette Sneakers and Art in downtown Tulsa, I'm Erin Christie for Discover Oklahoma.
Silhouette Sneakers Gallery Wall features an ever-changing exhibit of local art, which is worth a stop all on its own. Click on over to travelok.com/Silhouette Sneakers for a sneak peek at all the deets.
Coming up, another April Fool's Day tale that might be true.
But the steakhouse we're headed to, that's the real deal. I guarantee that. We'll be right back.
Discover Oklahoma is produced by the Oklahoma Tourism and Recreation Department, along with travelok.com, the Oklahoma Travel and Outdoor Guides, and Oklahoma Today magazine. To advertise your business or destination, go to travelok.com/advertise.
Oklahoma Today's March-April issue is dedicated to all things outdoors. Take a tour of the gorgeous new lodges at Robbers Cave and Beavers Bend State Parks, and everything you need to know to level up your running game. We've got tips on how to be a good outdoor traveler, whether hunting, hiking, or camping, plus guides to some of the animals and plants you'll meet along the way. Subscribe today for only $14.95. Oklahoma Today magazine. Break through the ordinary.
Welcome back to Discover Oklahoma's April Fool's Day show, where we're telling you some outlandish stories out of Oklahoma. Some are true, some are tall tales.
All right, now the first one was pretty easy, but take a look at this one.
During World War II, a U.S. Army Air Corps plane with a navigator who'd never flown a night mission accidentally bombed Boise City. They mistook the Oklahoma Panhandle town for their bombing range in Texas. The bombs, loaded with mostly sand, but some explosives, kept falling despite panic calls from the town, until a guy at the Boise City power plant finally shut down the town's lights. Nobody was hurt, but they couldn't find one of the bombs they dropped. It didn't turn up for decades. Somebody had found it stuck in their barn.
All right, is it true?
I don't know. This whole missing bomb thing seems to be a dud.
All right, well, we need to ask an expert.
The bombing did actually happen on July the 5th, 1943, when Dalhart got off base and didn't go to Conlon. They came to Boise City and bombed Boise City. 5 bombs were dropped. They were 90% sand and 10% explosives. No one was hurt and very minimal, $25 worth of damage. It was an old building that was the bomb hit. The rest of them just made craters in the ground. And for years, one at number 6 was not found.
That sixth bomb was donated to the Cimarron Heritage Center a couple of years ago and is now on display if you want to go take a look. You can find out more at travelok.com/Cimarron Heritage.
While we are exploring the Panhandle, how about hanging out for a bite to eat?
Sounds good to me. In fact, the Panhandle region used to be known as no man's land. That wasn't until a good old-fashioned steakhouse opened up.
No fooling. In fact, that's when people went from staking claims to claiming steaks.
Laura Nelson and videographer Chris Cook set out to discover why beef lovers continue blazing a trail to Guymon.
My mom and dad long ago decided that they loved serving people and being hospitable, and this opportunity came around and they opened the restaurant in 1979.
And ever since, Naifeh's Steakhouse in Guymon has been serving up dishes that have kept people coming back for over 4 decades.
It's good food and they do it right, and it's consistent. You can count on it. Anytime I come through the Panhandle, if I'm close to Guymon, I'm stopping in Naifeh's and having a steak.
We're in the Oklahoma Panhandle, so meat and taters, steaks, fries, chicken fries. My son hand makes those.
Even though they keep it fairly simple, the flavors are complex, influenced by their family's culture.
So we're Lebanese by heritage, so you can taste a little bit of that flavor in our food. He's first generation, born in this country from Lebanon. My grandparents are immigrants, and my mother was too.
This really is a family affair.
So my mom and dad, Zeke and Dee Naifeh, they were the original operators, owners. My dad passed away in 1990. My mother and I continued with the business. And then it's been, I think, 20 years that my son Eric has come back. And now he's the manager and he's the operator of the place. Recipes have come from family recipes. I feel like my mom and dad did things one way and they taught us some things. And my son has really taught me a lot too.
One menu item in particular has people buying it in bulk.
We have vegetable beef soup that's been on the menu for years and years and years, and we sell it by the quart. And it's wonderful, it's delicious. You can taste that it's homemade.
So it's not just the steaks that people come to Naifeh's for. The customers we talk to have lots of suggestions.
I came in here to get a Firehouse burger.
How is it?
Fantastic. It's the best burger in town, hands down.
Good soup and salad bar, and I really haven't had anything on this menu that wasn't good. Their hamburgers are good. It's all good here.
Consistency is the word to describe Naifeh's through the years.
If I order my steak rare, it comes out rare. If my wife orders it medium rare, she gets a medium rare, and that's what I like about this place.
It's going to be very tasty food. Good food, generous portions, and fair prices. That's what my dad used to say. Coming through Guymon, stop and say hey.
In Guymon at Naifeh's Steakhouse, I'm Lauren Nelson for Discover Oklahoma.
Because Naifeh's Steakhouse in Guymon is a beloved Panhandle institution, they're sometimes closed for special events. So call before you head that way. Just click over to travelok.com/Naifeh's to find their 411.
Coming up next, another April Fool's Day stumper concerning this Route 66 icon.
Did you know you can stream complete episodes of Discover Oklahoma absolutely anytime you want to? On your phone, your tablet, your computer, or your smart TV. Watch us on our YouTube channel or at discoveroklahomatv.com.
Inside the Oklahoma Travel Guide, inspiration grows and history glows. Adventures are epic, immersive, and larger than life, like Oklahoma. Order or download your free guide at travelok.com.
Welcome back to Discover Oklahoma and happy April Fool's Day. We have all come to know and love the epic Buck Adams statue along Route 66 in Tulsa.
You certainly can't miss him, and you wouldn't want to.
Or how about the funky entrepreneur Mary Beth Babcock, the person behind the Route 66 icon?
Yeah, you can't miss a chance to meet her either. In fact, I personally like to call her Tulsa's head cheerleader.
Now, what do we really know about this mysterious character, Buck Adams? He's supposed to be a fictional character, but he has a backstory. The 21-foot-tall Space Cowboy, who serves as a beacon for Mary Beth's Curios shop, is actually based on a real person, her first true love. His name was Adam Buck. He and Mary Beth met in an astrophysics class when they were both students at Oklahoma State University. The cowboy hat atop Buck's space helmet is a nod to their alma mater. Adam was intent on building rockets, and after graduating from OSU, went on to Caltech. Mary Beth describes Adam as larger than life, just like the icon that honors him, and she originally became passionate about Route 66 because that is the road that connects Tulsa with her dearest, who still resides on the West Coast. So what do you think of this story? Is it truth or buffalo bagels?
I like that phrase. I may have to use that.
Go ahead.
Now, I've known Mary Beth Babcock for a long time, and I know that was a labor of love to get Buck Adams built. So, what do you think? Truth or tall tale? Let's go to the source. Here's the real story from Mary Beth Babcock herself.
Mary Beth says, while Buck Adams has become a larger-than-life Oklahoma icon, his roots are grounded entirely in my imagination. But he is certainly loved by me and thousands of others around the world, and that has been true since the day of his installation on Route 66 in Tulsa. I was there with videographer Tommy Evans.
And Buck, welcome to the family.
And with that, from noted historian and author Michael Wallace, the Space Cowboy Buck Adams was officially inducted into the iconic Route 66 family.
When I first saw Buck roll into Tulsa, my breath was taken away.
This is Mary Beth Babcock, the owner of Buck Adams' Cosmic Curios on 66 in Tulsa. She's the creator of the Space Cowboy character Buck Adams. For Mary Beth, her idea was created some years ago.
He was in my computer for a few years. When I got this spot, it's got that space age kind of architecture. I knew immediately it's time for him to come to life. So Buck being the cowboy, and then Atom, A-T-O-M, being the space, mashed them together. We now have Buck Adam.
And through some phone calls and meetings with the right people, her vision became a reality on this very special day.
It's all these ideas, these conversations, these photographs sent back and forth, and now he's here on Route 66 in Tulsa, Oklahoma. He's real. I have to pinch myself.
I love this for so many reasons. I mean, I love the vision that went into coming up with this idea and then following through on implementing it. I think you're going to have a lot of people taking selfies in front of this deal for decades to come.
And since opening her store in August of 2018, Mary Beth has seen people literally from all over the world. And now, like a giant Western cosmic welcome wagon, Buck Adams is the new sheriff in town, overseeing and welcoming everyone to Route 66.
And I think it's one of our greatest strengths as a state from a tourism perspective is Route 66. We have more drivable miles of this road than any other state.
And now travelers along the Mother Road can meet the newest member of the Route 66 family, Buck Adams.
Now don't go away, because coming up we've got more surprising stories to put through your tall tale detector.
We've also got some breathtaking destinations that are no joke when Discover Oklahoma's April Fool's Day edition returns. Be right back.
The free Oklahoma Outdoor Guide is your North Star, lighting your way to jaw-dropping beauty and heart-pumping adventure. Order or download yours today at travelok.com.
Welcome back to Discover Oklahoma.
From the center of the universe, right here in downtown Tulsa.
Now, we've been throwing out some true stories or some tall tales, all in honor of April Fool's Day.
Let's see if we can get you on this one. Back before statehood, a small town along the Cimarron River, east of Tulsa, became infamous for its saloons. They drew throngs of men who crossed the river from nearby Indian territory where alcohol was illegal. Now, Dino, the story goes that the town strung a rope bridge across that river to help people get across it.
No.
Rickety.
Can you imagine the dizzying return from the saloon was actually like? I don't even want to think about it. Really shaky.
The town eventually brought in a former deputy U.S. Marshal to clean things up, but he apparently decided liquor paid better than the law and opened up his own saloon. Is my sarcasm meter giving you any kind of reading on that?
Oh, about the U.S. Marshal turned bar owner, or the group of people crazy enough to cross a rope bridge over the Cimarron while drunk. I would think that your sarcasm meter is pretty high right now.
Off the charts. Man, if the Cimarron River could only talk. It can't, but we found an expert who can.
Oklahoma Territory actually had quite a few of these wild and lawless saloon towns along the border with Indian Territory. The one that we're speaking of was called Appalachia because of the hilly nature of the area that reminded them of the area back east. Historical accounts do seem to confirm stories of a rope bridge and a lawman turned saloon keeper in the town of Appalachia. The town is now under Lake Keystone, and the only thing that really remains is the name of the Appalachia Bay Recreation Area near Shady Grove, Oklahoma.
And Keystone State Park is where we're headed next. Videographer Chris Cook and I spent some time at this beautiful park just east of Tulsa.
Looking for the ideal escape? Your answer, Keystone State Park. The lake there is sublime. The peacefulness of it can engulf you just like a cool breeze on a hot day. The real reward is the beauty surrounding the park. It can melt your worries and problems away for just a bit as you hit a slower pace and return to nature. It is truly enticing. Keystone State Park offers several things for you.
Just a beautiful place here on Keystone Lake. We have hiking trails, we have swimming beaches, we have 22 cabins to rent, as well as 132 campsites, picnic areas, day use areas.
Out of those 22 cabins, you have different floor plans from which to choose, so plan on staying a while.
We have 12 one-bedrooms. We have 5 2-bedrooms, 1 3-bedroom that sleeps 9, and then 2 honeymoon suites that have a jacuzzi inside, and they're just for 2 adults.
If you need a larger space in which to hold several people, the community building will do the trick.
The community building is rented out for all kinds of occasions, but mostly for weddings, reunions, birthday parties, baby showers. It does have a little kitchen in there so you can cook and have a grand old time. It's got a beautiful view of the lake.
Yes, there is the lake.
Boat, swim, fish, kayak, paddleboard, all kinds of water activities.
Pier 51 Marina is the center point for those activities.
Well, we have boat slips from 20 foot all the way up to 90 foot, and those are golf cart accessible, so you can drive a golf cart up to your 90-foot houseboat down here. We have a restaurant floating on the water. We also have a full ship store and gas dock where we sell clothing, food, drinks, just about anything you need for a fun lake time.
They have 6 rental boats in their fleet and 2 kayaks, as well as inner tubes to pull behind boats. They also have water skis and other lake toys you can play with.
We prefer that you call and reserve in advance because we're filling up pretty quick for the season.
Keystone is a family-friendly, refreshing destination. With stunning scenic trimmings all around, it is easy to get lost in the moment and just let this place recharge you.
If you decide to come on out to Keystone, come stay in one of our 22 cabins or a campsite if you want to camp. Come have a picnic, come check out the lake, go on a hike, and listen to the birds and watch the ducks, and just come on out to Keystone. You'll love it.
We have sandy beaches on Lake Keystone that a lot of people aren't aware of, and so once they see them and experience them, they're sold on this lake. I've told people for years this is the best kept secret in Oklahoma, and there's a lot of people that agree to that now.
With such diverse outdoor recreation opportunities, how does anyone ever decide on which of our 32 Oklahoma state parks to visit next? Well, that's when TravelOK.com is your BFF. Scan camping and lodging options, book a tee time, find boat ramps, swimming areas, hiking trails, and more.
And check out the OK State Parks app. You can find it in the Apple Store or Google Play. As usual, Dino, it's been a blast hanging out with you throughout the day.
Well, thank you for being here and to help us celebrate April Fool's Day.
Absolutely. Come up to Tulsa more often. We love to have you up here.
We will plan on it.
All right, so until next time, remember,
there's always something to discover in Oklahoma. Wow, that actually is true. It's kind of weird. Before we get beamed up, should we go ahead and leave?
Yeah, let's tiptoe out of here.
Okay.